And why did he make you so special? Why did he bless you? Think about it. I woke up this morning. Got a smile when I say that shit. I woke up this morning.
You know why? You know why? Because it's episode number 69.
Yes, I heard. I didn't know. That's hilarious.
Episode 69.
Episode number 69 on April 20th.
The
significance is Hitler's birthday.
Yes, that's why it's so only significant.
Yes. The fact that those two things would land on each other, that's just hilarious.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it is kind of ironic. Funny.
Hitler.
Hitler.
What a fucking loser.
Oh, there's a good. Do you guys know any Hitler jokes? I know some pretty good ones.
I don't know.
Please.
Yeah, I'd like to hear them.
Yeah.
I'd like to know some.
Oh, it was. Dude, I had it for the longest time. Like, I used to have this one, like, just ready. Like, it was, like, my go-to joke in life. Like, literally, like, a few months ago, but I forgot what it was. Pretty much, yeah.
But you remember how passionate you were about it.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, that's what matters, man. I bet it was hilarious.
I remember it won every single time, but I'm not going to use it.
I wish I had it, but... Alright, let's just hop into the question. If you guys could tame any animal as a pet or Pokemon, which would it be? Oh, I didn't introduce you guys. I just realized that. Because I introduced you the last one and then the camera fucked up. Okay, so we're live with Pat White.
That's me.
On my right. I'm saying it again.
Oh, yeah, no, I like it.
This will be the second time.
Yeah.
And then Grant Abts on my left.
That's cool, but it's fine.
And Grant was on episode. Camera died again. It's fine. Fuck it. Honestly, I'll probably buy a new camera in a few days. But anyway, this was Oh, you were in another episode.
Yeah.
60 something.
Yeah, I can't remember what number it was specifically, but it was like 50 or 60, I think. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good time. Glad to be back.
Oh yeah.
Absolute honor.
Absolutely. Oh wait, I'll re-ask the question again.
Okay.
If you could tame any animal as a pet or Pokemon, which would it be?
I'm naturally going to choose a Pokemon.
Yeah, if we're gonna, I say it's two separate.
I'm for sure going to establish that I'm choosing a Pokemon.
Yeah, if I had to choose between, in like, broad question, existing animal or Pokemon, and then it's like a bracket of question.
Yes.
So
I'm choosing Pokemon as the first
me too.
Of options.
Yes.
Okay, let's go the animal route and then the Pokemon route.
That's
okay.
fair.
Yes, I like that.
We'll do both.
Okay.
All right, let's do animal route first. Okay.
I don't know, man. Like, I think a couple things out of the box would be cool, like a falcon.
Okay.
Like something flying, which wouldn't be my usual answer, but like I could, like a big ass grizzly bear that you could ride.
Yeah.
Like that'd be cool.
Yeah.
That would be sick.
But like it'd be so nice to have like a snow leopard or like
I know,
like
I wanna-
a cat
I
that
wanna-
could just maul the fuck out of
I want to
somebody.
be able to ride
Climb
some
trees.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, I want to be able to, like, I don't know, like an elephant, like, that'd be just
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I mean, you're going to have natural respect for a guy riding around on an elephant. in your
Absolutely.
neighborhood.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Like, this dude's got an elephant. Like,
No, you can't do
I
shit.
wouldn't be friends with that guy.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, hey man, why are you on an elephant? It's like, I tamed it. It's my elephant.
It's a great conversation starter.
Absolutely. Dude, I bet it would pull.
Probably right.
You ride an elephant to class and somebody's just like, dude, why do you have an elephant? Everybody's asking me that today.
It's so annoying, man.
Dude, just fuck off.
I just have an elephant.
I don't understand what the big concern is, honestly.
Yeah. It's like, why don't you have an elephant? You seem behind on this.
You have a dog, you have a parrot, I have an elephant.
Yes. It's the same thing, man.
Alright, so we need to actually choose. We went off on the elephant.
Yeah, sorry. I think
Let's see.
I think I'm gonna pick big grizzly bear because
A
you
big
can ride it
grizzly
and
bear?
it would kill most things. I would say.
Well, that would be cool.
That would be awesome. Some revenant action happening in the
exactly.
backyard.
Yeah.
Is there any way we could, like, ride something in the sky? I'm trying to think of, like, any birds that would even be big enough.
Dude, there's
I
that.
don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Unless there's like you got the eagles from Lord of the Rings. If you're
Yeah, exactly,
Like,
that's
swooping
like-
by
in,
one arm.
swooping in, grabbing the hobbits.
Yeah.
Or whatever. If we threw some mythical creatures as options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know what I picked for this one.
If I'm gonna choose one, dude, I gotta have like a snow leopard or something. That
Yeah,
would be
man.
so cool. Just even to have like a kitten or whatever.
Absolutely, like raise a small cat into a big cat. Like, you ever seen how
Snow
cute
leopard.
those baby tigers are and stuff?
Yeah,
Oh my
exactly.
god.
Yeah,
Adorable.
They're
Like-
so cute.
You know what red pandas are?
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like the cute. They only exist because they're cute. Nobody wants to kill them.
Exactly. Yeah, everyone loves red.
Really? What do you mean by that?
They're like tiny little, like, they're not real pandas. It's like, I mean, they are. I don't really know, but they're Asian type
Yeah.
of bear. I guess.
No, I would. Do you know what red pandas are? They're like they kind of look like raccoons a little bit.
Yeah, I
Are
would
they-
say it's closest to raccoon. Look at
But
this.
raccoons are gross and disgusting.
Okay, I've seen those.
I have a cute ass video I just saved on my Reddit of a red panda just wait.
Yeah, they are adorable.
Yeah.
Why do they call them a panda? It doesn't even look like it. I agree. It looks like more like a raccoon.
Yeah.
I feel like I could call that a red raccoon if it were up to me. But there's probably a good reason why I don't name animals. So.
Yeah, I'm sure it's like scientifically. It's like, oh man, that one looks like a purple fuckhead.
Take it up with Adam, I guess.
Yeah, it's like, what's happening? Snapchat. I better go find it. Okay, I can't find it.
Yeah, you do like a Snapchat poll or like some social
Yeah.
media poll.
It's like, what's your name this animal?
should we name him Purple Fuckhead? Or
What's the feedback on that one? It seems like no one wants it.
pepperoni nipples? One of the two.
Jesus. All right, let's
Pokemon?
Yeah, Pokemon.
I don't know enough Pokemon. I don't remember.
Oh,
very many.
I fucked hard with Pokemon
No,
for a
oh,
long
yeah.
time.
Oh, yeah.
All the way up until like Generation 6.
Absolutely.
Like, 2 years. I stopped like 2 years ago, maybe a year ago.
I think I stopped Gen 4. What was Pearl?
Pearl was 4.
That's what I thought. That's when
Wait, you
that's when I
stopped a year ago?
Dude, maybe.
I'm not judging.
Okay,
it,
but
I'm just saying.
I was great. Like I would fade away from it, and then a new one would come out. I'm like,
It's
like
yeah,
it was
such
so,
great
It was
games.
so
Oh my God.
ingrained in my childhood. Like, from
Absolutely.
the age of 6, I was playing Pokemon.
Okay, I could get that.
Yeah, it was just a big childhood thing.
Dude, absolutely.
That's what's up.
I
That's
played it.
what's up.
I like replayed all the old ones in high school. Like CBC, we had laptops, and
Yeah.
so we would just sit there and like it was the only thing. Like teachers would catch you if you're doing like 2 keyboards to play Halo or something.
Uh-huh.
If you're just sitting there with like one hand on the arrow keys and one to press enter.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
move,
you-
like it was fine. So I played tons
they
of
knew.
Pokemon.
CJ's game. That's what's
Yeah,
up.
exactly.
Oh,
that's all we did in
what's
class.
Yeah.
I still have like a 32 gigabyte flash drive with like Halo, Grand Theft Auto 5, or Grand Theft Auto 4, I think. I don't know, with someone on Nico. Let's go bowling. I think that's 4.
I wasn't big into Grand Theft Auto.
I didn't play any of the real ones except on my laptop. I think that was 3, and then I played 5 on Xbox.
Yeah.
But like any FIFA 15 even, like
Yeah.
on our laptops, and then like
That's
Pokemon
fucking
and a bunch
awesome.
of little 8-bit games like Bloons, Tower Defense, and all that kind of stuff. It was dope.
Yeah.
I played that.
Yeah,
I would say,
love that
like-
game.
I would say like my biggest childhood console would have to be the GameCube.
Yeah.
I was so big into the GameCube. The GameCube had so like Star Fox was awesome. Just like all the Smash Bros, all those
Yeah,
games,
dude,
all
Smash
the Mario
Bros. Oh my
I
games.
think there was only one for GameCube.
Super Smash Bros. Man, yeah, thanks, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because then they made 2 for the Wii, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then they have one
Yeah.
for the N64. Okay, yeah. Great games. Great
I don't
games.
know,
Undeniable.
Yeah, I
Great
feel like
games.
Melee, like
Melee's the classic.
Yeah.
It's the
Oh,
I still.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Did you guys
the
ever play
classic.
Super Monkey Ball 2 or no?
Nah.
I have.
Nah, I never played it.
That one was. I thought that game was so much fun.
Those are the two. That's what I play a lot of. I probably play more GameCube than like anything. That or FIFA. One of the two. But I play Monkey Ball. I don't know which one. It might be the first or the second. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
And then Super Smash Bros. And then also, if you guys ever played, it's a soccer game, but it's like really popular amongst like people who don't play soccer as well. But it's Super Mario Strikers.
Oh yeah, dude,
Yeah.
The
absolutely.
game is so fucking awesome.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
The game is so fun.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, this is a fun one.
Next question.
Well,
I totally cut you off.
Well,
Well,
we
I-
still
we didn't
haven't
decide on
chosen. We
Pokemon.
haven't chosen.
I apologize.
Another tangent.
Yeah. iClassic, I've always been a fire type guy, and like OG Classic is like what we grew up with, dude. Yeah, you got. Like, come on, dude. It's the sickest. Like, it's something that can
I
fly.
refuse to choose Charizard because he's the everyone chooses Charizard.
Whatever, dude. It's because he's the coolest.
I know you're right, but like I try my best to go against the norm. Or
That's
whatever.
fair. That's fair.
I don't know, but he's so hard not to pick.
Exactly. He's
Okay,
the
all
coolest.
right. I could be gonna be real. Riding on a fucking Onyx. That'd be
Yeah,
kinda cool.
that'd be dope.
An Onyx. What's an Onyx?
The big
like-
rock one.
It's the big rock.
Oh,
Yeah, rock snake.
those are
huge
badass.
rock snake
Yeah,
connected
he-
by air.
Yeah, he was so cool.
Yeah, that
Onyx
was cool.
awesome.
I think I would have to go with like
Yeah.
maybe Mewtwo.
Yeah,
you
dude.
too.
You see, like I like the
Take
idea of
over.
mind
You're
control.
one to
Yeah.
rule the world.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
He's
evil
your guy.
supervillain.
Was he a
He's
corrupt
your
guy?
guy to go to.
Yeah.
Was he corrupt?
Yeah, he's the bad guy.
He like came to peace. and
Yeah,
then
in the movie,
whatever.
that movie is
We're gonna
phenomenal. I love
get
that
really
movie.
nerdy.
I have seen the movie. I forgot what it was.
I haven't seen any movies since it was Pokemon. The first movie is the name of that movie, which
It's literally the title.
which is hilarious. And, but yeah, that's the really.
Then there's Pokemon
Sad one.
2000.
The creators come out with a public statement. Yeah, we lack creativity. We're just gonna call this game Pokemon. Just nobody cheers.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna call it Pokemon.
I don't know. Is my mic on?
You guys can't be hearing me right now because the reaction doesn't add up. Yeah, it's funny. You're gonna choose Charizard?
I mean, unless like
You're judging it right
if
now.
I knew
Why
he
don't you
would.
just choose Pikachu while you're at it? Just go with fucking Pikachu.
Dude, he'd be up there.
No, dude, I hate how powerful they made him out to be.
Absolutely.
And then every time the show season, like, I'm sorry, my nerves getting fucking everywhere.
That's alright.
I'm sorry.
That's like,
I got some on my face, but I wiped it off a while ago, so it's fine.
On podcast 16.
That's good.
Yikes. But yeah, no, like every new season that came around where it transferred over to the new generation, Pikachu like automatically became weak again.
Yeah.
And over
suddenly,
time he would
yeah.
grow up. I'm like, this is just
and fight the best of the best.
Pikachu's level like 243 and it only goes up to 100.
Yeah.
What about Raichu? Isn't Raichu better? He's the upgraded version.
I don't know.
of Pikachu.
Pikachu's still on, man.
Yeah, always.
Kicked Raichu's ass.
Yeah, all the
you're
time.
right.
Like 3 different times they fought Raichu.
Yeah.
And Pikachu always won.
Yeah, of course.
It's
I mean, it's
obnoxious.
anime. You gotta.
Yeah.
But if like, what's the? He's not a legendary, but he's like one of the. Is it Gyarados is the flying one?
No, Gyarados isn't legendary.
That's what I'm saying. He's not legendary.
Dragonair.
What?
Dragonair?
No,
No,
no.
Dragonair's not legendary either.
Not Gyarados. Gyarados is the water dragon. I'm thinking of.
Rayquaza?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm
Yeah,
thinking of.
Rayquaza.
Yeah,
That's Generation 3.
yeah. I like Gen 3. I liked what's the grass type for the starter?
Sceptile, Trico.
Yeah, Trico. Yeah, Trico's dope.
Pokemon Encyclopedia.
Slicer.
Yeah, dude, Scyther. Yeah.
Slicer. Okay.
Scyther.
And then what is it
Scyther.
also version to a red version?
Caesar.
Yeah.
See, if I had like a code name, I think Scyther would be up there.
Scyther's a good one.
Scyther, yeah. That would be a good one.
And that's a badass
It'd
Pokemon. I
sound
always
good
liked it.
over, like, I don't know, like a radio or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, Falcon Heavy to Scyther.
Yeah.
We're ready for takeoff.
Yeah. It's the right context for sure.
Yeah.
On the other side of the mic, you're like, see, you guys hear that?
It's like, that's me. I'm Scyther.
I'm Scyther. That's me.
You hear how dope that was? That was awesome. I'm
Isn't that the coolest thing ever?
I'm the one they're referring to right now.
I'm gonna give high fives all around the helicopter right now. Here we go.
Scyther.
So what would you pick, man?
Dude. Onyx. I think Onyx,
yeah, that's
Onyx would be awesome. I was always a big fan of Dragonite too.
Yeah, Dragonite.
Dragonite
dope,
was
man. Like
just
OG,
super powerful. Yeah.
Yeah, the OG.
Having
like,
an Ursaring just
Yeah.
like towering over you. Anyways, next question. Yeah, I'm reviewing way too much.
What's the difference, in your guys' subjective opinions, between living and existing?
I don't think there's a whole lot.
I
Like-
think there is.
Dude, we're all like, okay, like if you're gonna compare living and existing, I think it's like comparing a rock to like us is like an
Okay,
easy
alright.
way. And we're like, I mean, it's all fucking carbon. It's all the same stuff. And everything that we're made of has existed for whatever, 15, I mean, who fucking knows? Like, I don't know. Like 14 billion years was the Big Bang, but everything that caused, like, that we're made of has been around since then. Like, it's not alchemy. We didn't just like pop up with skin. It's just we're made of carbon and shit. So I think.
So you're saying like, that's like a scientific like point of view.
Yeah, I
perspective.
and like when I think about like deep questions and stuff and like religion and all that kind of stuff, I really take like a scientific approach.
Yeah.
And like and that's just my thing. I have nothing against any other way of thinking.
Yeah.
But that's just like my logic.
I gotcha.
And so.
More just on concrete information, basically.
Correct. Yeah, and you know, I'm definitely not opposed to.
Yeah.
Non-scientific arguments or ideas. It's just that's my method of thinking.
Let me rephrase the question for you then, Pat.
Okay.
let's talk specifically for like a life form. Like you're already living, so like just a human being specifically. What's the difference between those two verb usage, like existing and living?
So, like comparing, I think that like us, insects, flowers, grass, like the bacteria that lives on our skin, the bacteria that's in our air, everything is living and like doing its thing, even if it's not like conscious. Like bugs can't feel pain, and the bacteria we have doesn't have like a mind and can't tell that it's real or anything, but it's still like living compared to a rock or these cans or this glass or anything. Is like not living, it's just existing. It just is a thing. Like it doesn't have any power to do anything on its own. I think is what I would say.
That's fair.
Yeah. Like it's not I don't know how else to describe it besides that.
I like that. I like that perspective. I like that. It's a very like logical approach.
Yeah, that's just
it's cool.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, no, I definitely went like the corny Disney route with that question in my mind, just like existing and living. Like I don't know, when you're talking about how like existing would be like a rock and living would be compared to us, like I feel like humans like can be prone to sometimes just existing, if that makes sense. Like just
totally
so through their day to day, like not really having any goals or like looking to change or like looking to like just kind of experience shit, I guess. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So that's like, I don't know, that's where my mind went when it came to like a difference between those two words.
Yeah, and that's like that's absolutely correct, and I would 100% agree with it. It's like same word, different, like kind of different definition, like saying different ways of comparing it. But that's totally right, dude. Like comparing like just humans living versus existing. That's like there's so many people that just like none of what they're doing matters even to them, and then that is just existing. That's not living.
You just see in their life like they're just kind of miserable. Like I don't know, like some people like that's just like the lifestyle they prefer. Some people are just total homebodies,
absolutely,
and like they're just cool, like being in the comfort of their home, and like that's awesome.
That's funny because I was gonna say that's like exactly what it is. They won't leave their comfort zone. They're like I'm just gonna pretty much just stay. Like I'm imagining like an old ant. You know what I mean? Like
absolutely.
A 60-year-old ant that's like just kind of been doing the same thing for the best 20 years of life.
Yeah, worked as a secretary at the law office for fucking 40 years. Like,
that exactly. Like pinpoint exact. Yeah. That's funny because that's why I like asking these questions so much. Is because like you ask the same question, you're gonna get it like to 100 people, you're gonna get 100 different answers.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Let's say like everybody kind of has a nuance and they're like a perspective and opinions on like their interpretation is like of this.
Yeah, which is incredibly interesting. I think it's like we talk about this in communications class, like about narrative paradigm and like each person having their own reality. Like just having that, like you said, 100 people answering this question would have 100 different answers because like every single person's reality is different. Like the way I like worded or explained existence versus living would sound ridiculous to somebody who like is hardcore believe in God and that like the earth was made 5,000 years ago and all that, and that's just their reality. And so like it's which makes it true to them as much as mine is true to me, which is I think that's pretty interesting. And crazy.
So I feel like it's so important to like just objectively view other people's point of view without your own like biases.
Absolutely.
You're totally right. Like I mean, even us three right now, we're all having the same conversation, but we're having different experiences of it. So
absolutely,
different thoughts
dude.
are arising
Absolutely.
in the background. We're talking at different points. We're listening at different points. Like
and that's I think one of the most interesting things that humans have done or created is like conversation and connecting because even when the Homo sapiens before they communicated or whatever, they were still like living and stuff, but it was totally different than what we're doing now. We conversate more than any civilization in history. We can talk to people halfway across the globe when even like 300 years ago, people didn't know halfway across the globe existed.
Yeah.
Like it's so crazy now, especially.
It's great to see how far we've come with all that stuff.
Absolutely.
Just how connected the world is now.
Absolutely.
to be living through it all too.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
wild.
I really think, like people can talk about how shitty things are now, but the world like is a way better place than it ever has been, way safer for like the average person, and people live longer, we're healthy. I don't have to worry about where I'm getting my next meal, and like I'm not fucking rich. Like I don't have the best setup, and I'm still.
But when you compare yourself to like people around the world too, it's like you can't even like. I don't know. You just can't even compare. Like us as Americans, at least, like
Absolutely.
we are rich in the big grand scheme of things of where things are right now.
100%.
But like, still, we're also rich in comparison to like Americans, like 100, 200 years ago.
Absolutely,
like,
yeah, absolutely.
The state of living is just like overall improved for sure.
Absolutely. That's why, like, if I ever like had like a nice car or something, and it was like a nice car on like 2010, like what in 2010 a nice car is, or let's just say the year we're in, it's just easier. Yeah. But 2018, what defines like a nice car? Yeah. If I like had like that car, then oh, where was I going with this? Yes, I'm done.
Yeah, let's go on.
Here's the 420.
Yeah, dude.
I would never let that get. I would never allow that to get to my head. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
Like that's just so dumb to me because it's like, well, this is really cool at this point in time, but like 10 years down the road, this might be considered a shitty car because maybe a driver like any car that you have to drive yourself is considered a shitty car at that point.
And I think like that's a huge problem that a lot of people face is like, you know, getting fulfillment from like material things like that expire. Like you don't get fulfillment from the cars, the jewelry, the drugs, alcohol, any of that. Like, and so I think that leaves a lot of people unhappy. And I think that's like a product of America, and I would say like capitalism. It's made us really materialistic and like reliant on each other for self-fulfillment, which is social media, all that shit.
We definitely argue that. Yeah. Definitely argue that, especially in American culture.
Yeah. Now more than ever, I would say.
Yeah, I would say social media for sure. Like everyone, like I think like a lot of people will like admit it if they really think about it deep down when it comes to like social media and just that like level of acceptance that's there in a way. Like, are you pretty much like, are you like accepted and even admired like in social media context? Like your position status when like people pull up my Instagram account or Fischer's or any. Or,
what's your relevance? What's your relevance?
Like how many followers you got? I'm gonna judge you based on this number that's attached to your social
how
media
many
profile.
likes did this? And it's just so weird like how it's becoming.
Absolutely,
just a number.
And there's
you're really right. It's just a number.
There's just such a reliance that I'm seeing growing with this. Like there's just got to be that level of acceptance.
There's a reliance at like our age, and we didn't get like real social media until all of us were in like high school. Like the kids now are like growing up having Snapchat when they're fucking 8 years old. It's only gonna get worse, I think, which is crazy.
And I mean, it's not to say like, I think people like with what we're talking about now, I think people so go this route like so hard so quickly. But then you also have to remember, like, in balancing it all out, like, the stuff isn't bad in itself. Like, they're not Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. It's not bad, but like, it can definitely just be misused. Like,
absolutely,
I kind of see Instagram as like a way to like, I don't know, just kind of express to like a little virtual world you're in, like what's going on in your life.
Absolutely, and people use it. Like that's how I use it. Is like it's like a little like microcosm of my life and a profile of me that I like sharing with my friends. I like interacting with my friends on social media, but I'm not completely relying on it. Like they're trying to like train you to be, I think, like especially the younger people.
There's certain people that post like 4 or 5 times like a week or whatever.
Absolutely.
Over and over, it's like, like you can almost like just see the problem through the screen.
Absolutely, you can totally tell.
You need this right now, don't you? I mean, I don't know, like it's not all around bad, but like it's just like relying on that acceptance, that constant acceptance.
And it's not the worst vice to have by far.
Oh yeah, there are worse things out there.
We're lucky that we have to worry about these problems instead of a lot of others. But regardless, it's still like a problem for us. So and
it's a problem because we made it a problem. Because
absolutely,
you're right. We're like creating these personas. We're getting like attached to them. Like a lot of people are, not everybody necessarily. I try to limit consumption on that shit as much as possible. Because I just don't think we're such in the I guess like incipient stages of this shit. Like I mean, it wasn't even around like 5 years ago or whatever. I mean, MySpace was around 10 years ago. That was when like that was popping off. But like any social media that's relevant now, we don't even like fucking use anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it'll keep evolving. Like in 15 years, maybe Twitter doesn't even exist anymore.
What's going to be the new thing?
Exactly, because it's only been, 10 years since MySpace, and...
It's going to be such a hassle, like, now you got, like, a whole new thing you feel, like, almost, like, kind of pressure to, like, grow and invest in. And,
absolutely. There's a reason a bunch of people left MySpace and joined Facebook. It's the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is weird to think, like, what's going to come, what's going to go.
Yeah.
What parts of technology are going to be implemented.
And it's so, like, it's happening so quick. Like, every year, new iPhone. Like, the iPhone, like, I think about it from the perspective of, like, old people. And maybe not old people, but even people, like, 40 to 50, like my parents and stuff. Like, in the last, like, 30, like, quarter of their lives, we've gone from, like, computers to, like, digital TVs to having computers in our hands, like, so quick. And that's like the boom of technology available. And so now more than ever, we're just, like, advancing. And I have, like, no idea where it's going to go. I have thought about it a lot.
Nobody knows for sure.
Idea.
That's the scariest part.
It's so cool, though. I think of, like, in the context of, like, textbooks and stuff. Like, textbooks, like, 60 years from now, like, once these get revised, like, this era that we lived in, this is going to be, like, known as, like, the technology era or whatever.
Dude,
like,
yeah.
And, like, or, like, I don't know, like, our kids or whatever, we like, yeah, we lived through that. We saw, like, everything just bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
There's always something new coming out.
Yeah, like, it's like the Industrial Revolution in whatever, the 1880s. Like, I mean, this is a technological revolution. That's what's happening, like, in front of our eyes. And
there's no way,
so
like,
rapid.
I think eventually we'll come to, like, some sort of wall. Like, the rate of growth that we're in, I don't think it's just going to consistently just go on like that.
I agree.
Kind of plateau at some point.
Yeah, I
There's
think
only so many resources available, like, even as smart as we get. And, like, you know, the computers we're going to invent are going to be 5 million times as smart as we are, but obviously the resources are always limited.
Yeah, we just happened to just recently hit a gold mine. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
we were opening up doors, and the door we just opened just...
Yep.
Yeah. It's fucking Narnia behind it.
Yeah, dude.
Narnia. Yeah, I know with, like, transistors, like, apparently we're, like, getting as, like, small as we possibly can with computer transistors, as long as, like, is keeping it legal until we want to go into, like, quantum computing, which apparently that the quantum world is just so weird because, like, the world, like, the laws of physics completely get altered to, like, quantum, like, the quantum level. I don't know. Apparently it's, like, completely illegal to even, like make transistors on that quantum level. Yeah. But, like, we're pretty much, like, maxed it out. At least the way my buddy was explaining it to me one night.
Oh, yeah. That's crazy.
Huh. I don't know.
Crazy shit.
Yeah, crazy to see how it all grows so fast and changes so fast.
If today was the last day of your life, how would you spend it?
Yeah. Some censoring.
Yeah.
Of course. But yeah, let me think about that one real fast.
Like,
can you repeat the question one more time?
If today was the last day of your life, how would you spend it?
outside.
That's deep, Patrick. Man, you really dug for that one. I would say, like, I would definitely want to, like, have three gaps of time, if that makes sense. Like, I want my time with my friends, time with family, and then time with just me.
Okay.
Yeah, dude.
So that's how I would
in that order?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So you'd want to die alone?
Alright, Fisher, you know what? No, okay, you know what? No, I actually have, like, when I was going to do just me, like, I was thinking what experience I would want to have, like, just me. Like, what would I want to do just myself? I'm going skydiving again. Absolutely. I'm for sure. I know that's such a cliche, but, like,
that's crazy,
maybe that's just my way of dying. I know I'm going to die, so I'll just
jumping out. Yeah.
That'll be it.
You got the guy strapped to your back. You're like, yeah, dude, I just want to let you know I'm not pulling the chute.
Yeah, he's like, what?
Probably should have warned you, but my time
before we got zipped into this together.
It's kind of selfish of me. But,
but you know, I'm dying, so I don't have to worry about that.
What did you say, Pat?
I don't know. I really like that. Like 3 separate times. I don't know. I think I'd want to die with at least my family around me. But it'd be cool to be, like, surrounded by everybody. Or maybe not. I don't know. Like,
do we get to customize the location, too? Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, like, no offense, but I'm not going to be in Springfield, Missouri.
Yeah, same. I don't want to be in this basement. Like,
right.
Hey, everyone, I'm dying. If you want to spend time with me, I'll be in Florida.
It's like, you got to take a flight. You know, I'll meet you down there.
This will show, like, how much you actually really care about me.
Yeah.
You're willing to pay.
It's not like I'm dying.
An airplane ticket. Yeah.
You come to me. You come to me.
Yeah, exactly. I'm kind of the priority in this. Not to make it all about me, but it is about me.
But yeah, you're not dying. I am.
Just a reminder.
Yeah, but I don't know. Family and friends would be cool, but I'm also conflicted because, you know, part of the like. If I was gonna die alone, I'd want it to be like, I don't know, at like the top of a mountain or something, like crazy. Like I would want it to be in nature or something. Honestly, like I don't know, I get those like moments when I'm out. Like I mean, I go hiking and stuff sometimes, but not like often. That's not like my thing. And when I get out there, I'm like, wow, this is crazy cool. And like, I mean, a deep thought I have is like, nowhere else in time in history of anything that's ever existed will be like this moment ever again and stuff like that.
True.
So, like, when I see like a really beautiful landscape like that, like even just like a creek on a hiking trail, I'm like, holy shit, this is like the most unique thing to ever happen. And so something like that, but like extra beautiful, like I don't know. Grand Canyon as an example, but I've never been to the Grand Canyon. I don't know if it's really all that hyped up, but something like that I would say if I was gonna like die alone.
Yosemite's like something.
Exactly.
Cool like that.
Like something beautiful, like a picture of Earth. I would say. Like, this is my home, and if I'm leaving it, like, I want to get a good picture of it before I go.
One thing I would add to my last day, there are definitely, I won't get into detail, but there are definitely, like, some places in my life I would want to, like, revisit. Like, if I had the time or whatever, like, I'd want to go back to, like, a few houses I can think of that, like, my family grew up in, and just, like, kind of walk in each room and be like, oh, my God, like, I remember when that happened, that was so funny, or, like... Just big moments.
Kind of like go back through your childhood.
Yeah.
Almost. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Totally.
Definitely.
Yeah, I definitely like getting narrower. Like I have a group of like 7 of my guy friends that went to CVC with me that were like hella close. Like we do everything together. We're in St. Louis. Like best friends, like friends I'll have for my life, and definitely like.
That's what's up, dude. That's special.
It is, dude, and I appreciate the shit out of them. Seriously, it's so awesome having those guys, and they made high school dope. And so, like, definitely, 100%. That would be like if I had to pick 3 things, one of them would be hanging with the boyos for sure. If I was gonna die. Yeah. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I try to. Well, by the way, I think I'd maybe do a wingsuit. I think.
Yeah, that's cool.
That might have trumped mine. That's a good choice.
Because like the one thing holding me back are the consequences of if you mess up, you fucking die.
And the consequence
into a mountain.
The consequence of this is imminent. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So.
Might as well just try it.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
If you fail, the result was gonna happen anyways.
Yeah, whatever.
That's funny.
Might as well do it.
Yeah.
But I try to make a lot of decisions in life. Like, am I gonna regret this in like X amount of years if I don't do this?
Absolutely.
Or on my deathbed, like, am I gonna regret this in life if I don't do this? And like, that's a big motive on like a lot of shit I've done. Like,
absolutely, dude. That's like a mentality I like to have. Is like, you know, this shit isn't gonna, like, stuff that's bothering me or stuff that's making me mad. It's like, this shit isn't gonna bother me in a week, let alone with 50 years from now, and a year from now even. It's like, fuck it, dude. Like, I'm so. Like, since high school, I chilled out so much. Yeah. And, like, it's been that kind of mentality. Like, it's just like, man, this does not matter. Like, I've really been able to let stuff that, like, doesn't matter truly slide. And so it's been a complete shift in mentality. And it's the same kind of thing.
Know when to care, know when not to, know what you can control, what
absolutely,
you can't control.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I'm optimistic about the stuff I can control, but I'm also realistic about the stuff I can't. And so, I think that's a mentality that helped me.
Yeah.
That's a good philosophy to live by, honestly.
I'm really happy with, like, the way I've started thinking, like, since college. Like, it really helped me, like, everything from, like, the weight loss to socially, like, confidence-wise. Like, even just, like, mentally. I think I'm a very mentally stable person. And it's because of, like, stuff like that. Like, I can just think that out, so...
Isn't that the best feeling? Like, just seeing improvement in yourself like that?
Absolutely. There's no more fulfilling thing like that I've ever experienced than, like, seeing self-improvement and, like, realizing it. It's so cool.
Totally. It's like, damn, I got better at this situation, handling bullshit in my life. Bullshit's always going to arise.
Absolutely.
Like,
shit always happens, dude. Shit always happens. I attribute a lot to, like, my parents about that. Like, my parents have taught me a lot about, like what to care about and what's important and what's not, like, what doesn't matter. Like, when I totaled my car, like, senior year of high school with my little brother in the car, and I was freaking out, crying on the side of the highway. Like, on Highway 40, I caused, like, backup traffic, blocked the lane and all that. I was sitting on the side of the highway crying because I'm like, my parents are going to fucking kill me. Like, I'm so, like, they're going to make me pay this off, blah, blah, blah. And they get there, and they're just, like, super nice and sweet. And it's like, it doesn't matter. That's a fucking car. Like, we're worried about you. It's like, oh, shit. Okay, I get it. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's just a thing. And so I attribute a lot to, like, my mental health, because I had really good parents.
And seeing your parents like react in that sort of way, just providing like an example.
Absolutely, yeah, because they could have been like, yeah, you're paying for that shit. I fucking can't believe you did that, and I would have been super insecure about it and like scared. And so that would have completely altered my mentality about everything, and that's just like an example, I would say.
So do you think you reacting in that way, like freaking out about it, had a lot to do with like what they're gonna think?
Yeah, absolutely, and like I didn't really get it at the time. Like, obviously, there's the, like, preteen and teenage years of, like, figuring yourself out, and especially that, like, comes to conflict with your parents, and I did that especially so. Like, not that much. I wasn't, like, a troublemaker or anything.
Yeah.
But,
some different viewpoints.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And, I was a kid making dumb mistakes, and they would, like, discipline me for it, and I didn't think that was fair, blah, 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 whatever. But, like, that was a moment where I really, like, got it. I was like, okay, they're not doing this because they just don't want me to have fun or don't want me to, be who I want to be. They're doing it because it is what's best for me, and they actually care.
That's important to understand.
Absolutely, and I didn't get that for a long time. So, but obviously, I mean, it never.
Yeah, because at a young age, you kind of see your parents as like enemies at some point.
Absolutely.
So like, oh, they won't let me go to the movies. Fuck you, mom.
Yeah, and, you don't see your parents as human, like as just normal people for a really long time. Like I'm just now starting to do that. It's like I think you start, as you mature, you start to see, like, flaws in your parents, I would say, and, like, their personalities and stuff like that, and then you, like, finally get it. It's like, these are just, like, people just like me that are figuring shit out as they go.
Yeah,
like,
these are people that grew up and then had a kid.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm that experiment.
Yeah. Look at me, I'm a product. This is what I am.
No, it's interesting though, because I like earlier this week I was like freaking out. I was just very overwhelmed with like schoolwork and shit. And my grandma calls me and she's like, yeah, you should have some fun. And I was like, Grandma, you're right. I was like I think I'm stressing about these grades because I want to do well for you guys more like not that I don't want to do well for myself, but like whenever somebody that I was like
emphasis from
exactly, and I was like, fuck it. I didn't say that to my grandma, but I'm like, fuck it, fuck it. I'm gonna have some fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's important. Like, I don't want to say like there's a guideline to parenting, but I think that's an important thing to like teach young kids, especially, is that like what matters and what doesn't, what's significant, like what's going to be something that impacts you for your life, like having a good group of friends and spending time with them and making memories, or schoolwork even, or like doing the homework a day early and stuff like that. And I'm not saying it's not like a bad thing to do. I just think there's like parents set priorities for their kids, it feels like, and they decide what's going to be important to them for the rest of their life, and it's such a like heavy duty for them.
So much pressure.
Exactly.
Fuck that baggage.
Yeah, dude, seriously. You like are responsible for creating a person. Like this person will be the product of what you teach it, and so I think there's scary responsibility.
I think like so many, like a lot of our parents are just so like, I mean, academics are important. Like, don't get me wrong, like, it's a big priority, but like there's so much emphasis. Like,
absolutely.
Like in high school, like, I mean, like I did well in high school. Like everything was like, I kept up with my grades and everything. But like there were some things I needed to learn, like coming into college, that like I just didn't. Cause like there was like just a lot of emphasis on academics. Like I don't know, just things about like being a man, like car things and like like fixing things and just like shit like that, like being more hands-on kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
And like the help with like the mentality of like what's important to stress about, what's not. I don't know. There's just like there were more life experiences that I wish I would have learned more about. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like I feel like there's such a like emphasis put on specifically education for kids, and like in America, I don't really have the knowledge about the rest of the world, but in America, it's like all about education. Yeah. Like you have to go to school, and like that's where every kid is all the time, because that's where you have to be. And if you're not there, then you're looked at differently. Absolutely.
Totally.
Absolutely. And you got to participate in something outside, otherwise you're a social outcast. Like stuff like that. And so I think it's kind of a weird system we have.
Yeah, I don't know. Like there's just been so much like push on like really good resume and really good, just everything on paper looks so great. And I don't know, like the importance of networking and the interview, like those are just so heavy. Like I feel like if you got the right connections and you nail the interview, like if the resume isn't as good as it could be, like, I mean, I think that's going to be more of an impact.
Absolutely.
I think so too.
Yeah. I don't have great grades, and I don't have, like, any outstanding like leadership opportunities or anything, but I have like a hella good internship back in St. Louis this summer because of connections I made. Like I definitely, there are tons of people more qualified for the position than I am, but since I have a connection, I'm already in, and so and like and that proves that like education doesn't like really matter, and just in this instance, I would say like the people that worked the hardest and got the best grades during school still weren't chosen because that's not the priorities. Like we place such a priority on education, but in real life that's not the priority. Like that's not the first thing people look at is how educated you are, and so I think it's a little bit skewed.
Absolutely.
Skewed.
Do you think
skewed?
Do you think we put too much pressure on young people, like society or the school system or whatever? Do you think they put too much pressure on young people, whether that be like college students or just any students?
I think that like I don't know, young, I would say less so at college level, except it's different. Like, you have to decide what you're going to do for the rest of your life when you're 18 years old and stuff. Yeah. But when you're a kid, like, everything you do, like, obviously all your time is spent at school, and all of that is spent under scrutiny. Like, you have to obey the rules and do this and do that and write this down, and this is correct, this isn't correct, you have to do this. And if you aren't doing it, then we're going to call your parents and they're going to discipline you, or like you're going to get suspended or detention or whatever. And so I think a ton of pressure is placed on kids to like meet expectations, and that breeds a lot of insecurity, I would say.
Yeah, I think like the pressure you're talking about, like it's definitely there, but like I think it's just all placed at one time. Like I think mostly like late high school, like junior, senior year is when you really like have to start figuring your shit out. Like I remember stressing so much about college choice and like major choice. Like I was dating at the time. There's just so much craziness going on. Like I don't know. I kind of wish like my parents like around the age of like freshman year like really just kind of like expand the time of like this pressure, like kind of slowly brings things up through high school, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
So
more of a gradual process than all at once.
Yeah, instead of like, I just remember like for me personally, like senior year was just like stressful just because like all this stuff was having to be figured out.
No, I totally get that.
Yeah.
I mean, if not, I totally get the overwhelmed feeling.
Yeah.
That fucking sucks.
Yeah.
That causes so much anxiety, so much stress.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And it just goes back to the mentality. Like I remember like you were talking about like being like involved in high school and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
I was involved, and I'm glad I was, but like I'm waiting to see when that work put in is gonna like you know what I'm saying? Like
absolutely.
Where's the reward?
True.
Absolutely. And the
I know you're supposed to have the heart for it. Like you're supposed to want to do all those things. Like it's
only natural that you should want a reward after all this bullshit and work that you don't necessarily even want to do.
And that's like for. Like, I played football in high school 4 years, put in work fucking 4 hours a day.
Yeah.
And I got a state ring out of that my senior year, but that still doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter half as much as the, like, friends I have and made from that football team for, like, life. Because, all of that work, even sitting in the room after we won, I was like, is this it? Like, this is the reward? Like, it was fulfilling, but, I mean, now it doesn't matter. Like, I look at my ring and it's like, wow, this is cool. But then I'll, like, text my buddies and be like, hey, thinking of you, as opposed to like, wow, I'm thinking about all those great memories on the field and in the film room and all that.
True.
And so I think that like the emphasis is put on the state ring. Like if I tell somebody, I won a state ring with football, that's more important than it's like, oh yeah, I made a friend for life playing football. And so I think that's like priorities placed on you.
See, that's the thing. Like in high school, like I was involved, but I kind of like went like a different route. Like I just worked a lot.
Yeah.
Like I like just worked all the time, and like I just loved like saving up money and stuff. And like to me, like I try to have like a big picture mentality in high school. Mm-hmm. Like really just think about the future. I'm like, I'm saving. I know like expenses are gonna come around. Like I was thinking about like, I don't know, like I was like just things I shouldn't have been stressing about. Like just like money for like a wedding and money for like a house. I'm like, I just want to get ahead.
Damn, you already thinking about that?
I wanted to like get ahead of the game, but like I put in a bunch of work with that in high school. But like I had friends and everything. I had groups I hung out with and stuff. But like I don't have as many as those like really really hard driven committed memories with like friends and shit like that.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I don't know, it's just kind of what you value more, I guess.
I agree. And, like, some of it is, like, a product of situation. Like, you know, there's some people that have to work consistently even to live, go to school, like, especially at our level, like college. Yeah. Like, even in high school, if kids wanted spending money, I mean, if I wanted spending money, then I had to work for it, but I wasn't, like, forced to work like some people were. Like,
true.
It's like, I don't know, I guess I would say I'm privileged to have, like, the ability to set my priorities on, like, friends and, I mean, an example of football, like, that kind of thing. But, yeah, I think people get to be a product of their situation a lot of times, and that influences priorities as well as, like, expectations from adults, others, peers, any of that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I agree, though, that the journey and the building of friendships with it's just with competition. Was that you that was earlier?
Yeah, we were talking about that today.
It really does. Competition brings you together more than like anything.
Yeah,
especially competing, like going to battle with your like brothers, basically, in a team sport.
Oh my gosh, yeah. There's no closer bond you have than with a group of guys that you like have to like. You know, come together and be, like, accomplish a goal with. Yeah. Seriously.
True.
And there's something so fulfilling about it that is just, like, you can't get anywhere else. Like, I mean, even with football, that was the best part of it, was the camaraderie that we all have. Guys that I would never have talked to before, you know, I'm out partying with after games and stuff like that. And it just felt good because, you know, we worked every day super hard together. And so it's, like, finally paying off and we get it, like, together. And so, you know, I think that's a thing for, like, you know, if you take it back, Hellas, I'm sure the gladiators felt the same way. Or like
300.
That's exactly. Yeah, dude. Yeah, same. That's exactly what I thought of. Like that kind of thing. I bet those guys were closer than anything.
Oh yeah,
like
absolutely.
Willing to die for the people that stand beside you. Like,
I couldn't even imagine like a military friendship.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I think that they sell that a lot when they're recruiting. It's like the brotherhood that you get out of it, and I mean,
It's kind of what fraternities go through.
Absolutely.
Or like in a way, but like on a lesser scale. That's what I imagine.
I completely agree. And, you know, that's what I kind of got at CBC. Like, I graduated with 15 guys, and I felt super close with all those guys because we were all, like, brothers. And I felt that. And, like, I came here trying to join a fraternity and, like, seeking that out. And I didn't get as good of one. Like, I didn't fall in love with Pike Cap that much. I liked it, and it made me a couple good friends, but I didn't get that, like, fraternal bond that I got out of CBC. And
so I get that.
Yeah, I think I was missing a little bit. And I think it's different fraternity to fraternity. You know, Pi Cap doesn't really have a whole lot of challenges when you're, like, pledging or rushing or anything. Like, it's kind of smooth sailing all the way through. Yeah. And so, you know, without adversity, you didn't get close to the people.
I think hazing's so important.
I absolutely agree, man.
Hazing's so important.
We lose Pi Cap specifically. We lose so many people consistently because there's no camaraderie, there's no brotherhood, there's no like accountability for anything. Absolutely, and so it's so easy to disconnect from everybody. Like I disconnected almost completely. I hang out with guys that are my class. I still go to meetings. I don't know half the kids we recruited, like because I don't have that stake in it. Like I didn't earn it. I just kind of went through with it. And so,
I mean, there's always like that line, like especially like it's kind of a controversial topic.
Absolutely,
there is that line, but like I don't know, like it's
you don't have to cross that line. Like you don't have to cross that line to build like camaraderie and brotherhood. There's some
that should be the intention. That should be the intention because that's where it gets so like I guess like convoluted. Like because like whenever people start throwing like violent shit or gay shit, you know, it's like no, that's not the point of hazing. The point of it is to like build a bond,
exactly.
Get these people fucking close.
Yeah, you don't want to make them feel shitty or embarrassed. Yeah, exactly. And so
I just think that would like grow bitterness, honestly.
Absolutely.
Like,
how would you like, you know, if somebody was making me do violent stuff or stuff I hated and I like would resent them for the rest of my life, even if I was initiated by them and they're like, oh man, brother, what's up? And it's like, no man, fuck you. You made me go through all this shit. I still don't like you. I like the people I went through it with, but fuck you. And so, I mean, I think I actually don't know how it is in like fraternities like that haze so heavy, but I'm sure there's a ton of conflict. I'm sure, absolutely. But
like competition, like there, like we obviously just apply it to like the big long-term scheme of things, but like even like when like you're just now meeting people too, like that's like I would feel like the best way to like introduce people is like through some sort of competition, like
100%.
Like if people just get to know you, because it's just. honestly, the way I say it, it's such an easy avenue to like start making fun of each other. And that's how the friendship starts. Like literally, like someone will suck at doing something or just like slip up or whatever. And it's like, oh, there's a window, and then like, you just give each other shit back and forth. It's like, you know what, you're cool and you're funny. So and then like we talked about like with even like going on dates and stuff. Like it's just so like it's so easy to like keep the conversation going and everything when like you're fucking up and she's fucking up and like. It's just funny.
Like the competition where like not too much is on the line. Maybe like a board game or like you said, mini golf.
Like low stakes competition.
Yeah, but like it's still like a pride thing. Like okay, you still gotta win.
Take her to the courts for 1 on 1. Let's fucking go. Like, you ready?
Throwing elbows.
Fucking pussy talking trash.
Cross her over, trip her up.
Oh, got him! Splash.
Afterwards, the dude's like, yeah, I think the day went like super well, man. The girl's like, he fucking played me 1 on 1. It was just so weird. Like,
she goes back talks in the group chat. It's like, that guy sucks.
Exactly.
Why did I do that?
Yeah, updating all the group chats on how I win.
Did he let you win it all? No, not once.
No, he blocked every shot I put up.
Yeah, and then the guy like took every chance I had on slipping up and like snuck in an insult every now and then. Like, oh wait, that didn't work. Like, backfired.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Would you guys want to know the day you die or have it happen suddenly without warning?
No way in hell would I want to know that.
I don't know.
Your life would be so like planned out. It's like, okay, well I'm gonna be dead like 5 years from now, so how do I want to
Exactly, that's the thing is like I wouldn't like if I was gonna die 5 years from now, I wouldn't want to like, you know, I'd be okay taking a shit job right out of college because it's like, oh, I'll just work my way up to get a job that I really love. But if I'm gonna die in 5 years, it's like, nah, fuck it, I'm gonna go live in the woods.
It's like I'm not saving for anything.
Yeah, I don't know.
So accurate. Fuck it, I'm gonna go live in the woods.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I would say yes, I think. Like, I mean, as scary as it would be, I think I'd be more at peace with myself knowing.
I feel like that'd be so stressful to know that that information will be in the back of your mind all the fucking time. All throughout your day, just knowing, like, oh, they drive me nuts, I feel like. But just
I'd love to have the mentality is like, fuck it, I'm gonna die in 3 weeks anyway.
That idea of having it all planned out and like just doing the shit you want to do in the time that you have, like obviously no one has ever been presented with that opportunity.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, that's a hard question.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I guess if there's value to be gained in like living that life
on
of
the clock.
like knowing that like, okay, I'm gonna be dead like tomorrow or whatever, or 3 weeks from now, then you could just apply that same logic to like you now, whenever it's gonna be spontaneous.
Black Mirror, whatever. I feel like that could be a Black Mirror episode. Everyone, all of humanity knows when they're dying.
Damn.
There's a movie like that.
I was literally just thinking of the Black Mirror episode when it's the one where they date and you have the time. It's like this how many hours you spend together, but like.
I don't think I've ever seen that one.
I haven't seen that one either.
I think it's a new season. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
But yeah,
I thought I saw them all.
you like
wow.
it's like a dating service. It ends up. I won't spoil it for you, but it's a predictable ending if you know Black Mirror. But like it's that kind of thing. If everybody knew, and I think you're right. There was a movie. I'm pretty sure Justin Timberlake's in it. Is that what I'm thinking of? Like the time, like they have
time. Or something.
And the rich people can like buy more time, and so they stay young forever or whatever. Yeah. But. Yeah, I don't know.
You could like rob people by grabbing their wrists or something like that.
Yeah.
Like hold on to them.
Yeah. That'd be crazy. That'd be different, I think. Like instead of being like somebody coming up to you and being like, "You're gonna die on February the 9th, 2055." It's like, oh, okay. It's like instead of like having it imprinted on your
put that in the calendar.
Yeah, it's like, all right, I'll put it in my Google.
I'm not gonna forget that one. The dentist appointment last week. Not gonna forget that one's gonna stay up here.
It's like, wait, can you remind me? Like 3 years from now?
It's like Lil Yachty's the one that presents the news. He like mumbles it.
He's like an angel.
Yeah.
He's got like wings and shit. It's like, what the fuck are you doing, Lil Yachty?
It's like, what? Come to tell you when you're gonna die. Oh, what?
Jesus.
That's cool. If anybody's gonna tell me.
Like dye my hair like yours? Like my hair is gonna be red or is that what? No, man.
Each person has like their own specific rapper, like according to their personality. What's your angel rapper? It's coming to tell you
like spirit animal is angel rapper.
There you go.
It's like, what the fuck did I get Gucci, man?
It's like, I don't even like Gucci Mane.
What does that say about me? The fucking guy has a tattoo of a ice cream cone on his face.
Basically says my personality is shit. That's what you're telling me right now, God.
Assholes. Sending Gucci Mane.
That's funny.
Burr!
Yeah.
I'm literally like going through my friend list. I'm like, what rapper would show this?
Funny.
It's so funny.
Is it more important to help yourself, your family, your community, or the world?
I mean, I have a couple different mentalities. Like, part of me is like, you know, even like, taking into account really close friends and family. It's like, at the end of the day, at the end of your life, it's only just you, man. It's all you got. This is the only thing that's really, really, like, for sure, concrete. Like, is that you are you, you got you.
Yeah.
But, like, I think there's a certain, like, tipping point where, like, I don't know.
You're not a dick.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you have to be empathetic and, like, take into account, like, other people are just other people, too. Like Grant is... Yeah, the same kind of thing as, like, Grant just got Grant, Jordan just got Jordan.
Yeah.
And so, like, it'd be, you know, I think it's mentality-based. Like, some people don't have empathy. Some people don't give a fuck what happens in the world and anybody else. But I think my personal mentality is, like, I think you gotta help people around you. I think it's a way to show love, and love is, like, I think that's real, I would say.
I think it's important to care for people. Like, I don't know, like, just that, like, hermit mentality. Like, even not, like, the little actual hermit mentality, but, like, I have, like, I don't know, like, I can think of, like, relatives and friends, like, they just, like, live in their own little world. And the communication level is, like, so low. I'm just, like, I don't know, like...
It's a very narrow existence.
Yeah,
I look at that
and
and,
they're
like...
just...
Yeah.
They're existing, not living.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I look at that, and I don't want to, like, look down on that, but, like, I automatically think, like, that just seems like... I don't know, a lower, like, value of life. Not value of life, but, like, you're just not taking full advantage of what you can be taking.
I totally, like, you know, one of the most unique and special things we have is, like, social interaction with people. And, you know, it's something we do as a species that's really fucking cool. And, and pretty much everybody gets satisfaction out of it. And so, you know, you have to be, like, to be able to participate in that, you have to, like, at least care a little bit about other people.
Yeah,
I think.
exactly.
And so I think, you know.
Because it's gonna be, like, I mean, you're gonna see it. Like, it's pretty transparent.
Absolutely.
Like, you can tell when a guy doesn't, like, give a flying fuck about you. Like,
absolutely.
It's just easy to come across as.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that sucks. That sucks.
Yeah,
just knowing that people don't give a shit.
Yeah, and I think it makes it hard, like, sometimes for the people that do give a shit, like, to...
accept that that's their mentality.
Exactly, and, you know...
They just cannot process that.
Yeah. It's like, you guys watch Parks and Rec?
Yeah.
It's like how Leslie always gets shit from the townspeople, no matter what she does. Like, obviously she cares the most and is trying to do the most good, but the other people on the outside will never stop, like, telling her she's doing wrong and shit like that. Like, I just think it's, like, kind of hard for people who do care to accept the people that don't care.
Yeah.
And that's a reality that those people, like us, who do care, have to face, which is, you know...
It's kind of sad.
Exactly.
It's like depressing.
That's the exact thing I was going to say.
At the same time, though, I used to kind of be like, that used to be, like, a depressing thought to me, but I would say now, like, I feel like I almost feel, like, a sense of pity for him. Like, I'm just like, damn, like, that sucks to see the world like that.
Yeah.
Like, or it would suck, you know?
Yeah, what fulfillment do they get out of life, man? What makes them, like,
they're
get
missing
up out of
out.
bed? Absolutely. Like, this is so much cooler than sitting around, like, being like, man, Grant said something really shitty that one time. I fucking hate him. I'm never going to talk to him again. Like, that sucks. What do you get out of life at that point? I mean, obviously, I'm sure some people who live alone and are alone are happy and, like, fulfilled, but... A lot of the people I know that don't care and are like that are assholes and are not going to get fulfillment out of life.
Yeah, and some people, like, aren't as, like, expressive, like, as that. Like, just, like, always dogging on people and shit. But, like, there are some people, like, they're just more quiet about it, but you can just kind of tell. It's like, you just don't want to be here. You're not enjoying this conversation. I'm just going to let her go, all right? Like, I'm going to let you go and do what you actually want to do, not talk to
The character I'm imagining is that girl, like, especially in high school, that just sits on her phone, shows up, doesn't talk to anybody.
Entitled.
Her, like, nonverbal communication is just saying fuck you to everybody in the room.
Well, in her line of options with the me, others in the world, she obviously chooses me.
Absolutely.
True.
Yeah.
And then, like...
It's kind of a decision we all make. If you,
absolutely. And I think everyone is different. Like, it goes back to that, like, reality thing. What makes your reality? Like, to those people, they are more important in their, like, their opinions of themselves are more important than their opinions about anything else, including other people. Like,
Yeah.
and that's the reality that they were built on. Maybe it was like a lack of positive reinforcement when they were kids, so they just like, don't accept anything and stuff like that. You know, product of your environment can totally have an effect on how you view other people and the rest of the world.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not, when it comes to, like, that empathy and that, like, caring, like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend, like, I have cared to the appropriate extent for every situation.
Absolutely.
Like, this situation calls for this much caring, and I've met it every time. Like, there have been a few situations where it's like, I should definitely care more about this than I do.
100%.
Okay.
That's just, I mean, I think that's just the difference in perspectives of people. Like, some things just mean more to others than, like, in comparison to other people.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I bet I've been both characters in this. Like,
Yeah,
100%.
like, describing this, you know?
Everyone has a thing.
Yeah. Which is interesting. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's an interesting, like, thing. You know, because every situation that deals with two opposing, like, decisions has, like, two different outcomes of that decision. And so it could be, I don't know where I was going with that, to be honest. I have
No, it's funny.
Cheers.
It's fun to talk like abstractly, like
Yeah, absolutely. I love it.
Just throwing out ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's, like, you know, an opportunity we have as conscious beings, which, you know, dogs don't get to think about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's fun.
But on it, like, when it comes to, like, those two perspectives, like, the perspective of, like, just not really giving a shit, like, I feel like that, like, they can have, like, the upper hand when it comes to just being much more logical, much more blunt. Truth, here it is.
Yep.
I know I come off as a dick. I'm not. This is just how it goes. Like, I can think of, like, I don't know, like, wedding, like, married couples in my life that they're just completely balanced there. And it's usually, like, stereotypically, like, usually the wife or whatever is, like, very caring and just, like, just all that heart and, like, love and everything. And then the husband is more like, okay, well, like, I mean, yes, let's get worked up about, like, the dog dying, but it's a dog. Like, I mean, that kind of
Absolutely. Even my family.
Sometimes it's switched. Like, sometimes it's completely switched.
Absolutely.
So, I don't know.
It's funny. I saw Instagram or some kind of post on social media saying that was like the most devastating thing ever. This girl was posting about her dog dying. And I was like, that sucks that happened to her, but like, is that really the most devastating thing that's ever happened to you? Like, come on now.
A lot of people have gone through, like, a dog dying.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Every dog that's ever lived has died. And, like, every person who's ever owned a dog.
Are you serious? No. There's no way. Oh, wait. That's how it works.
Oh, wait. Oh, my gosh. If I get another dog, is that dog coming back too? Oh, shit. That's things you gotta think about.
Yeah. But that's what it just proves that it's perspective again. Because on the contrary, there are people, like, retired people probably waiting around for their pets to die so that they can travel the world. Like, you know, those people exist too. Like,
Exactly.
Let's go.
Yeah. Got him walking every day so you die of a heart attack. Now I'm gonna die of a heart attack.
I'm not even walking anymore. I'm just dragging you along the sidewalk. You're so close.
Just jump over that edge, Bucky. Go ahead.
I'll leave you on the sun a little longer today.
Jesus.
Oops, locked you in the car outside. That's my bad.
Yeah. My bad. I really thought you'd just die.
They keep trying to like kill their dog in like these like very minute ways that aren't gonna like get in trouble with like pet abuse, animal abuse.
Yeah. I mean, that stuff's like important. Like, it's not. I don't think it's cool at all to like abuse animals and stuff. But like, I definitely think it gets like really like when it becomes like animals and people getting like on the same plane. Like, for me personally, I'm like, I don't know, that's kind of a little too much, I guess.
Yeah, I think, you know,
like just that level of consciousness that's there, that like big span. Like, I think that's like enough to.
There's a huge gap.
I'm sure I'm upsetting people right now, but it's just kind of where I'm at on it. So
you can totally like, obviously, any emotional connection you can have to an animal is like justified and okay, but like. There is such a huge gap between us and every other animal that's ever existed, ever. And especially, you know, my dog that licks her own shit. Like, like,
there's obviously a gap just in the little story you just told me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've never licked my own shit. So, you know.
Hopefully
I never have to, you know? So, maybe I get desperate.
I don't know.
I'd lick my own shit for like
It's the amount of money.
couple thousand bucks.
There's always a money amount. There's always an amount.
I really have a low tolerance or a high tolerance for. I don't want to say like
what you'll do
gross
for
stuff.
money.
Yeah,
no,
dude. I do.
I would say
money.
As long as I can
Cash
keep my
everything
tongue
around
outside
me.
of my mouth, I'd be cool.
Yeah, as long as like as soon as I get to touch my tongue to this shit, I get to wipe it off and scrub my tongue until I can't feel it anymore.
True.
That's
true.
fine. Like in Step Brothers, like you barely touch it.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't scream afterwards like he did.
Yeah,
He was
same. I
screaming
just
bloody murder.
Yeah, I
in
might
the bar.
gag, but like.
It's just the idea of it more than anything. Just,
Yeah, absolutely. It's not that bad. It's just, I mean, you know how much shit's been generated since the begining of life? Tons of shit.
Viewers are probably like, God, these guys are weird. They're willing to lick shit for money. A bunch of weirdos.
Yeah, mail in how much it would take for you to lick your own shit.
Quick buck.
I think I'm gonna call this episode Pokemon and licking shit.
The two main topics.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
glad we get to be known.
Yeah, dude. Episode 69. Pokemon and eating shit. Licking shit.
Sorry for upsetting the people handing out pamphlets on like saving animals.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, we also offended you guys. Our bad.
Speciesism. Or whatever they're
Yeah.
saying. I mean, if you put fried dog in front of me, I'd probably eat it.
I would definitely try that.
Yeah.
I would definitely try
Dude, it's
it.
like people actually eat it like chickens in Asia. That's like a real thing. You know, people make jokes about it, but
I mean, if it's already like dead,
it's the same. There's no difference.
Like my great grandpa, like I remember hearing a story. Like he was a POW, like a prisoner of war or whatever.
Wow.
His story's so cool, and he
That's
like
crazy.
escaped and shit with like a few buddies, and like
That's
they like
awesome.
stole a motorcycle.
Yeah.
And just yeah, I saw that.
I saw that.
He also drooled.
Yeah, I saw that.
Well, I felt it.
I'm like, if they can't see it, I still gotta make it known. But yeah, no, like he like escaped. He like stole a motorcycle from some dude. I probably would too in that situation.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd steal a motorcycle
Dropped,
if
like,
it depended on my
70
life.
pounds. Yeah, no, absolutely. And like they had to eat a dog. They came across. I'm like, I think that is very justifiable. Like you are like thin as a rail. You
Absolutely.
need to eat something.
Dude,
Absolutely.
if I was stranded somewhere and one of you died, I would eat you.
Yeah.
I'd eat human if it came
I
down
hope
to it.
you would
Of
eat me.
course, absolutely. Same. Yeah.
You wouldn't be that much of a dumbass.
Absolutely, dude. Like,
wouldn't
okay,
take that up.
good. I'm glad we're on the same page of eating each other if it comes to it. Because I'm totally in for that.
Licking dog shit and cannibalism. Nice.
Nice. Love it. Oh, God.
Where's this podcast taking us?
Yeah, you guys want to go try some human meat? Like, I gotta hook up.
If there was a fried Charizard there, would you eat it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I bet it was delicious. Nah, I bet it'd be too
You with
tough.
some like siracha sauce.
Yeah.
You with some hot sauce.
Dude, I bet the most delicious
have to.
Pokemon would be like, I don't know,
It's delicious.
Snorlax,
Pokemon.
dude. Or like, they
Just,
have,
they
they have like,
fatty.
Fat. They'd just be fat. The fat on the end of steak. They'd
yeah, I
just
guess
be
you're right. Like they
What
have
about
like buffalo.
Bulbasaur?
Oh shit, like roasted Bulbasaur.
Ooh.
Like I don't know. If I was gonna eat any main one,
Oh, I feel like Pikachu would be decent.
nah, it's just like a mouse.
Yeah, that's what I usually try to like find an animal to pair it up with and be like, would that be good eating?
Yeah, like.
What, is
like,
Pikachu like the size of a mouse? I was
He's not the
imagining
size, but he
It's
is like a
like-
mouse.
it's
okay.
A mouse.
Yeah, it's like electric
thing.
mouse Pokemon.
Yeah, that's what it's called. But like, I don't know. I mean, you know, what's the? I'm pretty sure Gen 4 or Gen 6 maybe. Chick. The one.
Torchic?
Yeah, Torchic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Gen 3.
Yeah.
Just crack open an egg.
Yeah.
Yeah, just eat some Torchic.
That's what people in the
Dude, I mean-
Holocaust would talk about. Like, what would you? What kind of Pokemon would you eat?
The podcast of the Holocaust probably looked a little bit different with the questions.
Yeah.
With the
You're
questions
sitting
that
down
you
here in a
brought.
basement with beer and no lights and heating. You know, not worrying about what day I'm gonna
Yeah.
walk into the shower.
Yeah.
That's a pretty nice convenience I have.
You don't have to constantly
Yeah,
be worrying
dude.
about that. Hey man, we're blessed, that's for sure.
Yeah, no kidding, man. Yeah, no kidding.
Cool. You guys want to call us quits?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
That's-
yeah, that was
that's cool,
satisfying.
yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, that
a good
was a
time.
lot of fun, dude.
Yeah.
How long did we
This is a lot
go?
of fun.
An hour and 9 minutes. Yeah, isn't this
Yeah,
cool? Just
yeah, dude.
hour 10 minutes.
That flew by. Like,
It does.
Absolutely.
You just get to talking. It's like,
Yeah, dude.
alright.
Doing the same shit.
Dog shit? Yeah.
And
sure.
that's what's so interesting. Like that's what's cool about conversations because they can do the same thing sports can. You know what I mean? Like sports can take you into the moment so much that you lose track of time, and so can that. But like. Then again, with sports, you get tired, so you're like, oh, fuck, like...
Yeah.
Then once you start getting tired, you're like, okay, how long do we have to go? Like,
Get socially tired, too.
True,
yeah, absolutely.
true.
Yeah, you totally get worn out. Like, and, you know, it's easy to tell when somebody gets worn out, because, like...
Just even the body language.
Absolutely. Yeah. Body language is such a huge thing. In sports, in, like, socially, you know, if somebody's sitting here jingling their keys or, like, looking towards the door or tying their shoes, you know, it's like they're worn out socially.
It's like, and it's like you just want to literally just lay here and just watch TV or something, like, without me present. And I respect that. I understand that. I have time. I
totally get that.
No one's there. I'm just watching, I don't know, some sort of Netflix show or something.
And I think, you know, that's a understanding, like, some people don't get, like, my friend, ex-friend, longer story, doesn't really, like, was horrible at leaving anywhere. He wouldn't leave unless expressly asked to. And I am, like, a nice person socially, especially. And, like, keeping people comfortable and shit.
Yeah.
But I had to, like, make myself uncomfortable in order to get him to leave and, like, tell him to leave multiple times, all the time. And, like, you know, that makes things uncomfortable for every situation, every single time. And because, like, we were pretty good friends, and I didn't have any, like, other problems with, like, uncomfortability with him besides, like, getting him to leave my fucking house. So I can go to fucking...
That's kind of a weird trait.
It is.
You're throwing
out
all the social cues, and there's not be big time.
Yeah, exactly. No. Yeah, and he just didn't get it. And
that's probably all it came down to. Yeah, he just didn't understand.
Yeah, he was really selfish, and so I think that was, like, played no part. Like, he couldn't pick up what I was doing because he didn't care.
Yeah,
like,
he
just
just
care
didn't
about
see
it.
it.
So,
Yeah.
Again, depressing. Kind of depressing knowing that there are people out there like that.
Yeah, for a long time I tried to, like, change his, like, habits of being really selfish, like, socially, friends-wise.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't, and I had to accept that, and, like, I just left him behind. Yeah. Like, that's what it was. I had to cut ties because there's only so much you can do for people.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really interesting you say that, because you know him, Grant, but I'm not going to say the name. I'll tell you after if you're interested. But, like, I've had the same thing with a good friend of mine, like... And I guess like whenever you have like an intention to grow as a person and like get better, and especially whenever somebody's that selfish or like narcissistic or whatever it may be, like sometimes in life you just gotta. It sucks, but you just gotta leave them behind in a way.
It's reality, man. Like
draining,
absolutely. That's like it's problems that we are gonna have to face and like things that we're gonna have to do in order to like some people can't make that like disconnection. Some people are so attached to something because they're so like. They don't want to step out of their comfort zone again, and so like they feel stuck. And I think that's a thing that like people like us, logical, smart people, can figure out that it's better.
We're pretty great. Yeah, you're right. God, we're the best.
We're the three smartest guys in this basement. I think there's a certain
loyalty can be blinding.
Absolutely, absolutely, it totally can, and in every facet of human on human.
But at the same time, I was the same way with him. It wasn't like I just cut this friend out. It was probably a good year at least that I still hung out with this dude, and he. I still see him every once in a while. I like him, but we're just such different people, and he kind of just decided to stay complacent in where he is, and I'm trying to. Some people are just gonna slow you down to where you're gonna go in life in a way. And whenever they just refuse to listen to anything you have to say, then it's frustrating. It's
absolutely frustrating. It's sad. It's not how I wanted. At least for my example, it's not how I wanted our relationship to go, and how I wanted our friendship to proceed. But I knew I had to, and it was what's best. And so,
true.
Sometimes you got to make those tough decisions. It's sad, but I don't regret it. I think it was the correct decision, and I know 5 years from now it's not going to matter, and I'm going to be happy with it.
Yeah. True.
Because I'm happy about it now.
This is one of those situations going back in conversation, with the people that are just way more sympathetic, and then everyone gets to the point where it's I don't give a shit. This is just something I need to do, and I'm going to be smart about it, and this is just better for me. As a person, so
totally.
For some people, that would be really hard for them to do. They're just really impact them way more, and then other people, it's just it just kind of adds up that this person is not benefiting my life. I don't enjoy being around the person, and we just need to find our specific type of people. Everyone's got a type.
Dude,
of people.
Totally.
Yeah.
And you can tell really early on. Obviously, the more you hang out with somebody, the more honed in you get to the type.
Yeah.
And sometimes that leads you farther away, and sometimes, but totally when I first meet a person, I can tell initially if we're gonna like each other, and obviously that like evolves from
Totally.
like, totally. Because I mean, the first time I met both of you guys, we barely talked, and so I was like, okay, this is another guy I work with or another guy I'm in class with.
I was just bored at work. I was
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I'll give this a shot.
Exactly, and it just like evolved, and I like realized, like, oh, these are my type of people. I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I think it's like constantly evaluating, like, I don't know, qualities of friends.
And I think it's kind of like in getting new friends, you kind of identify like what you're valuing at that point.
Totally.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. You just like. I mean, I think we all try to hang around people like we kind of like want to be like in some sort of way.
100%, man. 100%.
True. Yeah, I feel like we like people that are like us, and then people that we want to be like.
Totally.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
And I know that situation, like he was. What it really came down to is this dude was he was actually slowing down like who I was like wanting to become, and he was just kind of a negative presence as well.
Yeah.
So that's applicable to this particular situation. But sometimes you can't be like bound down by loyalty.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm not saying like just say fuck like you're good friends and everything. Obviously, that's like important and whatnot too.
Yeah.
But like sometimes there's just a time, I guess, to say goodbye.
Yeah.
I guess that would be like in all relationships too, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know that's the thing. Like I've had like friendships and stuff to where it's like that. Like God, like it's gonna be so cool. Like when we're like just friends when we're 30, and like when like our kids are playing together and stuff like that. And I'm just sitting there like. I don't know. I'm not sure like when I'm gonna move, like what's gonna happen after graduation. I might move away, and like of course like it's intended and attempted like at like keeping that connection alive, but like people get busy, like like life just happens, and like
Very true.
you make new friends, and like I don't know. That's definitely hard for some people to accept because they just want like those just friendship forever kind of mentality.
Absolutely, like being satisfied with how things are, and like complacency. I would say. And that those are the people that are stuck existing and not living. Like, going back to the original.
It's funny you say that though, because I was totally that way. Like I was like specifically with like good high school friends. I'd be like, oh, this person like literally same thing. Like when we're 30, it's gonna be so fun hanging out with them. But you're right. You can't really you can't predict the future. Like who fucking knows what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah. I don't know. People just kind of go on different paths of life, and it's like, it was appreciated at the time, and I'm glad I had it in my life when I had it. But like now's not the time for that person in my life. So.
And that's such a sign of maturity that we can do that as people.
Exactly. Just kind of come to that truth.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Don't take it personal. No,
Absolutely. Yeah, dude. That's totally.
It's just kind of how life is.
Cool. Well, do you guys have any like last words? Any last words?
Dude, thanks for having me. This has been awesome. I've had hella fun, dude. This is so cool.
Always a good time.
Yeah,
this is cool. Just being able to sit down and have a good ass conversation.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's like the opposite of social media.
Yeah, dude, totally.
Yeah. Comment below how much money you would totally like dog shit for.
Yes, I want to know
where we're at in general as an average.
Speed round. What's your number?
You're asking me right now.
Yeah, right now.
Lowest number?
Lowest number.
Oh God.
$2,000.
At this point in life?
Yeah, right now.
This point in life, okay.
Okay, my original answer is going to be a couple hundred.
Yeah. I would so do that.
Well, I had to see the dog shit. Is it like gross and sticky and wet?
I'm picturing the white dog shit from Step.
Okay, then I do a couple hundred because that's not so bad. Like looking like.
Yeah, that doesn't look terrible.
Will Ferrell freaked the fuck out. That was not necessary. He started screaming.
Okay, number go.
That white dog shit.
I do it for 100. I'll put it in
Respect. Okay, yeah.
That is a lot of money. I mean,
it's more money than I am now.
$100 I didn't have. Am I going to be answering it that way in like 5 years when I have an actual job? No.
Fair.
When I get when I start bringing in actual money, like no, I'm not going to do that for $100. Like that's just. But at this point in my life, having $100 in my pocket would be great.
Yeah,
maybe 500.
500.
Maybe.
It does depend on like there are factors.
On the shit.
There are factors.
And like who's president, what's documented. Everything is subjective. But anyways, my name's Pat White. I like talking about dog shit and eating human people.
Yeah. That's pretty much all we talk about.
Yeah.
Dog shit. Dog shit and Pokemon.
Yeah, dude. Dog shit and Pokemon.
Yeah. Name of the episode. Cool. Well, that concludes episode number 69 of Jordan's Subjective Perspective. Hilarious.
On Hitler's
birthday. 420.
That's right.
Yep.
Happy.
Yep.
I'll go sad birthday.
Yeah.
Sad birthday, Hitler.
Happy birthday, Hitler.
You're dead as fuck.
Yes, bitch.
That's so funny.
Alright.
Let's wrap her up.
I gotta piss. Yeah.
Same, dude.
Oh, follow me on social media. I'm gonna start telling people to follow me. At Intrepid Jordan on all platforms. So
Instagram _180.
Yep, that is true.
Throw it in there. Because that's so important, right?
Oh, absolutely.
It's all about the numbers.
Shout out. Bye.